Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Jing Pei from Parsons School of Design, and I want to thank you for this opportunity to share my project, Tacky Statues. This project explores my aesthetic process and how it's formed by analyzing the common aesthetic elements in my upbringing. The reason I called it Tacky Statues was from this lantern festival I visited back in China when I was a little kid. And then these tacky statues were made by porty faces and over vibrant colors. And that made a deep impression on me. Since then, I considered this over colorful style tacky. But I'm also attracted by colorful elements from my home and playgrounds. As a designer and artist, this conflict made me want to explore the use of colors and tackiness. And that's how I started this project. It has 5 looks in total, and all garments are made from thread and thread only. My inspirations are from tech elements from playgrounds and pots and pans from home goods and colorful beddings, especially embroidered techniques. The first look is about exploring. The techniques I use for this entire collection are machine sewing and machine embroidery on water dissolvable fabrics. And then I wash the fabric away and they form into these patterns, which about 10 inches big or like 5 inches big. And I connected them into garments. The look two is about analyzing. I draw inspiration from knit pants from my mother and grandmother. They're usually hand knit and very colorful. Usually they're green or red. And that's how I made this fake knit dress. So I used embroidery techniques to make knits. I extracted this knit structure from pants and then put them into machines to make small swatches of knit structure and then connected them into bigger patterns to make a dress. And then these tacky faces are sewed on it. Look three is about revisiting that night. This is also the dress I'm wearing right now. So on that night in the Lantern Festival, the tacky statues are placed in between this woods in the park. That's why I used ombre green to mimic the wood branches. And then I have tacky elements like dragons or like dragons and giraffes. Sorry. So I used embroidery machine to both create and connect patterns. Each patterns are about 4 by 4 inch. So in order to not interrupt the branch structures, I had to embroider on top of each patterns to connect them into this big dress. The look four is about experiencing. That's why I have this full tacky face on the top of the garment with like yellow eyes and big red mouth. The pants I made are entirely by sewing machine. It is free motion on water dissolvable fabric. And then even though that takes a very, very long time, it gave me the opportunity to do this very precisely, to make very precise pant patterns. So I have zero waste. I didn't have to cut off anything before I sew the patterns together. The details in these pants are embroidered buttons. They are made by thread, but still function as real buttons. Book 5 is about accepting the tackiness and the love of vibrant colors. That's why I made this whole dress just by embroidered tacky faces. Last but not least, I want to talk about the sustainability aspect in my design. So while I was embroidering and sewing, I noticed there were lots of wasted threads, loose thread residues. So I collected all of them, and I noticed there are also empty spaces in embroideries, and I sew these threads into the embroidery to form a structure, and that's how I achieve zero waste and use them as part of the design. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Jing Pei.